What's up everyone, it's Tony G23 here, back for round 5 of our F1 2015 modded career mode in the McLaren Honda. We're here today for the Spanish Grand Prix. This is practice, so as we get into the car, we're going to go straight for our first lap in practice. Vettel setting the early pace. We've cut to the end of our first flying lap, but Nico Hülkenberg goes quicker on a 1:29.9. So with the pace of the McLaren Honda, I don't think we're going to match that as we head up towards the line now, and our first flying lap is a 1:32.5. So that was just with lean revs, no DRS, like just to test out the raw pace of the car. And our teammate goes fourth. So clearly the pep talk we had in the previous race has clearly paid off. Alonso has really stepped up his game for his home Grand Prix. Now he has a reason to look smug. So what we're going to do, we're going to go out for another lap. We're going to keep the same set of tyres because we're going to try and save tyres for the race, because the Circuit de Catalunya is a very high degradation track. But coming on to our second lap, before we even really set off, a Manor car knocks off our front wing because he just parked the bus. But now this is our second lap, because after our first one we had to go back into the pits to get a new wing. So second lap, cutting towards the end of it again. This one I felt was faster than my previous lap because we're actually using full revs and DRS, and with that we go second on a 1:30.2. So still yet to break into the 1:29s, and look how close it is between me and Alonso. He has really stepped up his game, and I hope the team are happy with that, and the car is actually now starting to show very good pace as we come into the European round of our championship. So with that in mind, looking at the track, it's only it's basically 0.12 seconds between us and Alonso, so that is really close. But with that time, I feel like we can just sort of retire from session. We're going to do that and see where we come. And we come in second place, so that time was good enough for second. The Force Indias beating both Mercedes cars, and our teammate up in sixth beating both Ferraris. So I have absolutely no idea what's going on today. Maybe the Mercedes and the Ferraris weren't showing their proper pace. But I'm happy with second place in practice. I did have to work for it though, because the McLaren Honda doesn't feel that good around Catalunya. But we are starting last as we do in this series, so we're going to start last again. We skipped qualifying. We're just getting into the car for the race, and yeah. So with the setup we've got, we've tried to go for a low degradation setup, and hoping that we can basically keep the tyres alive for a little longer, so we can basically push longer than the AI. That's the theory anyway, but I'm kind of hoping it does. I'm hoping it does work, and maybe we can pull off hopefully another podium. I should say, if you haven't seen the previous race, pause the video now and go and see that. But if you're still here, that means you have seen the previous race, and now we're going to go to the grid. We're on the grid here for the Spanish Grand Prix. We've got two Manor in front of us, 5 red lights ahead of us, lights out, and away we go, and we get quite a decent start compared to other career mode rounds, and we're going to tuck into the slipstream of Will Stevens there, try and gain a bit. on the run down to the first corner. Braking later than Stevens, trying to take the manner of Roberto Merri, take him round the outside, and we have done there. We've got the two Saubers ahead of us, Felipe Nasr and Ericsson. A few cars going wide. I believe Max Verstappen has just lost his front wing. We're going to try and dive it up the inside of our teammates. No, we're not. He shuts the door on us. Perez comes round our outside. So very good move from him. And he squeezed us off onto the grass. And we just got squeezed off there. We couldn't do anything. And we get squeezed off again by our teammate, and looks like Romain Grosjean's coming past, and he has done. And Alonso going very slowly there. We've had to take to the gravel trap just to avoid contact, because with the ultra damage mod you don't want to have any form of contact, as it could lead to a race over. Ericsson trying to come through on our inside, but we try and shut the door on him, and we have defended 15th place. Coming down into the hairpin, Grosjean goes wide on the exit. We're going to try and capitalise from that, and looks to not have worked, but he's going very slowly as well. So is Alonso in front of us, and we're going to try and use the better drive off the corner to go down the inside of Grosjean. He was hanging it round our outside, but we got him coming into the final chicane to complete the first lap here at the Spanish Grand Prix. In front of us is our teammate in the other McLaren Honda. So Grosjean there, he's looking to make a move. He's using the slipstream. We're going to send him around the outside. We're going to defend the inside line. And coming through the first corner, Alonso's lost his front wing. We're going to go around the outside of him. And I think he and Grosjean have made contact. We have a safety car. What on earth happened there? Here's a good view. It was Grosjean who went into the back of Alonso and took him out at the second corner. But now under safety car conditions, we're going to go into like an ultra fuel save mode, so really low revs on lean mix, and Kvyat going very slowly under safety car conditions. But we're going to cut to the end of the safety car period. We're going to do so now, and safety car will be in at the end of this lap. Team radio.
Keep working all four tyres, please. Keep working all.
Yes, I'm doing all the time.
So the team telling us to keep all four tyres warm, but we're about to take the restart. So the plan for the restart for us, I think, will be try and get as close as we can to Daniel Kvyat and take him, hopefully, either on the main straight or into the first corner. So that's the plan anyway. So we're going to switch it up into standard mix. And, well, here we go. We're going to take the restart. Our engineer tells us to go now, and we have gone. Kvyat seems to have gapped us a little bit, but not so much. Hopefully we should be able to continue and try and pass him into the first corner. But I think we are too far back, so we're going to abort the first corner overtake. And we're going to try and stay on him through turn 3, cutting onto later on in the lap. We're going to overtake him into the hairpin, and that has worked out very well for us. We're past Daniel Kvyat for 12th place. We've got Sergio Perez in front of us. So it's all well and good. So coming to the final chicanes, we really close up to the back of Perez. We can almost reach out and touch the turbocharger in that Force India. I wouldn't touch a turbocharger because it's really hot. Vettel goes fastest on a 127.7. We do a 128.5. We come out of the slipstream, overtake Perez into the first corner. Job done, easy move. But we're going to cut later on onto lap 6, onto lap 7. Vettel goes fastest again on 127.5. There's a car off on the main straight. I think that was Felipe Massa. Not sure there. So we're about to come past. It's a Williams, and I think it was Felipe Massa. Just going to go back on the replay here. And I think that is Felipe Massa. I think Felipe Massa is out of the race, and I think due to engine failure, because there doesn't seem to be any damage on the car. So the Mercedes power unit obviously gave up in Masters Williams. But on the end of lap 11, we are coming in for our one and only stop to change onto the option tyres, which should take us through to the end of the race. Come on guys, McLaren, you are world-class pit stoppers. Time is 3.84 seconds, so not their fastest. But the big question is, at the pit stop phase we were in 6th place, and I think we have made the jump on quite a few cars. We're up into 5th place. But cutting on to lap 13, we're chasing down Kimi Räikkönen, and look how much we gain on him. In the final chicane, we are right underneath his gearbox. We should get DRS on the main straight, and we do. Pulling out of the slipstream, we go fastest on a 25.9. What, that is a lap time. And we go past Kimi Räikkönen for 4th place, easy move. Lap 14, we're going to try and do the same move on his teammate Sebastian Vettel. And here we are, closing up. Using DRS and slipstream, we pull out of the slipstream and brake late. We've made contact. Vettel is off the track, and I reckon that was my fault. We're going to look on the replay here. Yeah, I hold my hands up and say that was my fault. But coming back on to the track, we're going to let Vettel back through, because I hold my hands up and say that was my fault. So we let him through, and then we immediately take him again. Coming into the next corner, he left the door open. I let him past, and he should have known better. He's a 4-time world champion. And, well, job done, into 3rd place. And, yeah, we're going to go and chase after Hamilton. So cutting on to lap 16, we've been pushing hard, setting purple lap times. We're right underneath Hamilton's rear wing, and we are looking very racy now in the McLaren Honda. So, trying to get past Hamilton. He's left the door open in the chicane. We're going to take a chance. We're going to hold it round the outside, and we get the move done for 2nd place. What a move through the chicane that was. That was one of the best racing moves I've ever done on an F1 game. But Hamilton's trying to use the slipstream, trying to get back at us, but he was not able to coming into the first corner. So on the final lap, all we have to do is keep him behind us. So cut to the end of the final lap. We've managed to hold off the attack from Hamilton. We come through the final corner. Nico Rosberg wins, and we come home for 2nd place. So with that 2nd place, everybody, we grab 18 points for our title challenge. 2 manners back there. Sebastian Vettel had a 20-second time penalty for, I believe, that incident involving me and him at the first corner. So I thought it was my fault. Apparently the stewards thought otherwise. Alonso there in 19th after being crashed out by Pastor Maldonado. It was tragic Alonso went out, but I think it was through no fault of his own. I mean, front wing was at fault. In the Drivers' Championship, we've lost ground to Rosberg. We've lost 7 points to him, but we've increased our gap back to Hamilton, so the top 3 staying the same as it was in China. Alonso's still yet to score points. I hope he can do so at the next race, which is Monaco. So that's good. We're still in 2nds. Valtteri Bottas there in 4th. In the Drivers' Championship, Mercedes still leading the way. We've pulled out the gap to Scuderia Ferrari to 11 points. So still less than a race win though. So providing that, well, unfortunately I'm the only one scoring at the moment. So we can still increase the gap. Anyway guys, I hope you have enjoyed today's video. I'll leave you with the celebrations and I hope to see you in the next episode. Goodbye.